Hi, how are you guys doing? This is Leah, Monarch 1111. Welcome to the channel. I wanted to talk about God's rest and what it means, essentially, because we all hear these prophetic words, you know, that you're in your time of rest. God said it's time for you to rest. And if God has spoken you or told you to rest, you know, but what does that mean? I have struggled with this for a while, and even when I got it at one point in my journey, 6 months down the road, I had forgotten exactly what it was, because life is so busy and can easily be taken over by our flesh, wanting to strive to meet all the needs of our family members, of our friends, of, you know, our responsibilities, our bills, everything like that. And so this week, well, really the last couple of weeks, I have been in a tight situation, so to speak. And so I was really stressed out about making enough money to be able to live in a place that has a shower. And so I was constantly like, go, 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 go. I've got to, you know, get the next order. I drive for DoorDash. So, but I was stressed out like all day, every day. And God kept giving me signs that I needed to just, peace be with you. And I knew I was supposed to be in my resting stage. And so I have been sleeping a lot and have been more exhausted than usual. I don't think I've slept this much in years. But I don't think sleeping is really what that means. I want to read Hebrews 4:11 to you, because it really describes what I think, what I think it's the best description of what we're supposed to be doing. But Hebrews chapter 4 is called the promise of rest. And we all know, well, you should know that the seventh day, the Sabbath, is a day of rest, where you rest from work. You don't work, and you rejuvenate yourself. You rest, and you, because your body needs rest. You can't just be going 24/7, 7 days a week. I worked at a job for 10 years. And for 7 of those years, I worked 7 days a week without a day off, and I never called in. I don't get sick usually, but I ended up losing my job, not because of something I did, but I was just burnt out, and it was time. I was done. I was just done mentally, emotionally, physically, and my life had begun to fall apart because of a drug problem, and my daughter was going through some emotional things. She had just started puberty. I know that might be TMI, but it's just a fact of life. She started having a lot of emotional problems, and I lost my job. But we are not meant to work that much. We're not meant to strive, to be a slave to the machine. It's not what we're meant to do. I'm going to read verses 1 through 11 and then focus on verse 11. Therefore, since a promise remains of entering his rest, let us fear lest any of you seem to have come I'm sorry. Let me start over. Therefore, since a promise remains of entering his rest, let us fear lest any of you seem to have come short of it. For indeed the gospel was preached to us as well as to them, but the word which they had heard did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in those who heard it. For we who have believed to enter that rest, as he has said, so I swore in my wrath that they shall not enter my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he has spoken in a certain place, turn the page, of the seventh day in this way, and God rested on the seventh day from all his works. And again in this place, they shall not enter my rest. Since therefore it remains that some must enter it, and those to whom it was first preached did not enter because of disobedience, again he designates a certain day, saying in David, today, after such a long time, as it has been said, today, if you will hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. For if Joshua had given them rest, then he would not afterward have spoken of another day. There remains therefore a rest for the people of God, for he who has entered his rest has himself also ceased from his works, as God did from his. Verse 11, the title of this section is "The Word Discovers Our Condition." Verse 11 says, "Let us therefore be diligent to enter that rest, lest anyone fall according to the same example of disobedience." So God had been telling me to rest, and so I was sleeping a lot, but that's not really what it means. What it means is to stop striving. He needs you to be in a certain receiving type mode for your blessings to come in. It's about your energy. When you are stressed out, your body sends off all these signals that makes your organs and your cells and everything in your body freak out, and it emits this energy pulse, and things in your environment can tell that you're giving off that energy. Now, in order to receive God's blessing, I mean, you have to believe, you have to have faith. But when you have faith in something and you believe in something, I mean, you're calm. You know it's there. I mean, you know the computer's sitting in front of you, right? Because you can see it. So, I mean, you're not stressed out about that. You're not like, oh, where's the computer? Is it going to stay there? Is it going to disappear? No, I mean, your bodily functions are not responding to a stress level because your computer might disappear, because you know it's there. It works the same way with faith. And so, in order to be in a place where you can receive God's blessing even better. And my example is what I was trying to get into at work. I was striving at work, trying to make this money in order to have this place to live. And he kept reiterating, I need you to be at rest. I need you to be at peace. Peace. Stop striving. Stop striving. And so today, finally, I was just mentally, I just told myself, okay, I'm not going to stress out. I'm not going to, be a speed demon today. I'm not going to worry about anything. I'm just going to go slow, take my time, and just know that God's got it handled. Do you know that I made more money today in 3 hours less than any other day since I started back at my job like 2 months ago? I was like, okay. I mean, I already knew what I had to do, but because life's issues were on my back, and you probably don't, if you haven't seen any of my my earlier videos, I've been homeless since October 26th of 2021. And I lived in my car. My car broke down in Slidell, Louisiana. And then my dad came and got me after I was living 3 weeks in my car, in my broke down car in Walmart parking lot. And I went and stayed with him for a while and slept on their floor. And I ended up painting his house in return for this older car, which the guy down the street sold to us for $800, which was a gift from God. And I had to do some work on the engine, and I learned how to work on engines from my other car because it was trashed. It was just trash. The engine was trash, and I had to replace everything. I rebuilt that entire engine, and it ended up the crankshaft is the part that went bad, and I couldn't do anything about that. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, striving. So today, I made more money today when I mentally told myself, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, get myself in position for what God has been asking me to do this whole time, and what my flesh was screaming that I couldn't do because of outside circumstances. But when we have faith in God, when we're supposed to believe that he is going to take care of all of our needs. We're supposed to know that he is going to meet us at every point of our need. And he always has. He always has. I mean, even when I've been homeless, I have been the best taken care of homeless person you probably ever met. I mean, I got myself into that situation because of bad choices that I made. But even through it all, I had so much favor and protection from the Lord that he did not allow me to be completely desolate and barren. I mean, yes, it was a bad situation, but there are lessons to be learned in life that you do not learn if things are just handed to you. And so it's been a process where I came to accept Jesus as my Savior in January, when I quit 30 years of drugs and drinking while I was living in my car. And I've seen so many supernatural things from God in the last 5 years. I mean, I am a true believer. I am sold out for Jesus Christ. But I had a bad drug problem, and I just wasn't ready to give it up yet. But when I got evicted in October of last year, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. My dog died 4 days before I got evicted, and I was on the street with no car, no money, no friends. Every single friend, my frenemies, the friends that I thought that I had, were smiling in my face. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place, the backstabbers. Yeah, that song kept coming to my mind because that is exactly what happened to me. Everyone screwed me over and turned their back and just stood outside and watched as all of my stuff was put out on the lawn, and I had no one to turn to. And it broke me. It literally broke me, but God allowed it to happen so that I would come to him, and it saved my life. And I'm so grateful. So I love you all, and Jesus loves you the most. But I just wanted to share that because I was watching Kingdom Wealth Ministries, which has been such a blessing to me, because numbers are my thing, and God always speaks to me through numbers. Numbers are huge for me. And it's just been a blessing that God has given her these prophetic words to share about the numbers. If you haven't heard of her, please check her out. It's awesome. But a woman had commented about how she didn't really understand how to rest, or what was being in God's rest. And so I just wanted to share my experience and hope that it helped someone. Y'all have a good day.